Hello, my loves. Okay, I'm just going to record like this. All right. I'm so thrilled to be here. Happy solstice. And what a glorious solstice it is. So, if you are part of the WhatsApp group chat, you will have seen a few really lovely pictures that we took this morning outside on what is a perfect, beyond perfect solstice day. It is snowy white here in the most pristine natural landscape, hilly, forested, blue skies, brilliant solstice sun shining through, and it is chilling cold. It's minus 16 where we are right now, but there's a beautiful warm fire heating us inside this gorgeous, gorgeous house, this log home. And reception's not great. So we are using some creativity to continue our 12 days of Christ activations. And my goodness, talk about coming full circle. So I wanted to share, I'm going to be breaking this into pieces, but I wanted to share a little bit about what is so significant about this particular solstice and why the energy has really been culminating to where it is today, but it's going to continue culminating as we crest through today, which is technically the solstice on the 21st here in the Northern Hemisphere. And then going into what you've heard me just talk about the last few days is this 3 days of darkness. So it's such a special point in human history. And I'm really excited to share some of this with you. Okay. So if you're not already aware, and I did share about this before, but I'm going to just circle back about it. Okay. The winter solstice is this moment of pause. And you may have felt this a little bit with the energy that we were feeling yesterday, and even starting from Wednesday, that leading up to the solstice, there was this gradual wanting to slow down, and really a feeling of this on Wednesday, actually, because of the alignments cosmically that were coming into play. And it feels kind of contradictory because we are moving into a very busy time with Christmas and all of the traditions and the things that come with Christmas, like shopping and preparing and planning. And yet there's this dichotomy of a slowing down all happening at the same time. So there's a push and pull energetically and really in the mind too, because there is a part of us that is perhaps being persuaded by the mind in wanting to keep up with everything and stay on top of the to-dos and the lists, the linear parts of the game here in this illusionary reality, and then the energetic part, the spiritual part, the soul connected part that is feeling this desire to slow down and come into stillness, connect with nature, and just create some small sacred moments of time where you can connect to yourself. You guys feeling that? Yeah, like even through today, it was a perfect exercise for me because there is this in the back of my mind. I know that there is going to be something different that needs to take place in order for us to move this forward, our 12 days of Christ activations, given that we are now in this location that is more remote, that doesn't have a strong signal internet wise. So I can't stream. So there's this, conversation happening in the back of my mind. And yet at the same time, I'm waking up to what I know and can feel is such a powerful day energetically and such a sacred day too. And so the balance, finding the balance between being able to calm and quiet the mind and find those pockets of time and have the knowing and trust in that knowing that letting go of the linear time and feelings of artificial commitment in many ways and just savoring the moment that's presenting right now, which was for me doing a little bit of work to kind of get a sense of where things are going. But before that and after that, completely immersing myself in where I was, even if just for a moment, going outside, standing in the sunshine, being there with my beloved, going into a room that's flooded with sun here and just feeling the energy of that space and feeling the connection of the sun's rays, which are magnificent today, I have to say. But being able to detach from the distractions around to be able to create that sacred, really important time for ourselves. And then getting into that space and wondering, okay, what exactly am I doing here? Just know, even if there is nothing happening, you don't have any kind of ritual, any kind of ceremony, it's not necessary. Yes, those things are beautiful, and add to it and amplify what this moment can bring forward. But if all you have is you just settle into the moment, into stillness, and just feel connected to your higher presence, to your divine aspects, to the energy that is presenting as the energy of today, this solstice on December 22nd, 2024, the last year of being able to live in this polarized reality the same way we have up till now. There is no going back. So let me just talk about a little bit more about why this particular solstice is different, right? We know that this is a day every year. It is the day with the longest night, the shortest day, and then we go into this period of kind of like it's like holding your breath, suspending your breath before then the days start to get longer again. Now, this has many varying but very similar meanings throughout various different traditions and cultures. But it's the longest night of the year, the shortest day of the year, and it's a cosmic turning point that is a powerful time of rebirth, of recalibration, renewal, and often setting intentions, or the things that you, after reflecting on the year before, it's setting intentions for the year ahead. And this has never been so, I suppose, so palpable, because I think more people than ever are feeling this connection to this part of the cycle. But it's not just that. There are cosmic alignments that have come into play this year to make this year more rebirthing potential, more transformative than it ever has been in the past. And because of what we're stepping into, it makes even more sense that that is taking place for us. It's all divine support for what we're stepping into 2025 to really make it possible to make 2025 your best year ever. And when I say that, it sounds very cliche, but what I mean is it is the year when you can realize the dream and the vision that you hold for yourself, that you hold for your purpose work, that you let go of procrastination, hesitation, second guessing, overthinking, and can get into a rhythm. How many people here wish they had more rhythm with the things that they're bringing forward? Whether it's something to do with you personally, maybe with your physicality, or it's some sort of purpose work, or a dream and a vision you've had for yourself or your business that you really want to bring forward, but you find you're just not getting into the routine. There hasn't been the traction. You haven't had the sticking power with it. This year, if you choose to, and if you navigate the way you can, it is all possible. It is all possible. Remember, we're activating infinite abundance through this portal. And I know if you were with us, you felt that energy come in strongly. We're going to have more of that as we go into these next 3 days of darkness. So this is your year. Brother, sister, this is your year. So get ready and start anticipating the best, the very best. And we're doing this journey together. So get ready. It's going to be incredible. Yeah. So from the mantra from yesterday, all your dreams are coming true. All my dreams are coming true. All my dreams are coming true. Yeah. It doesn't have to be a cliche mantra. This can be the way you live your everyday life. and are constantly looking around saying, my God, all my dreams are coming true. This is another dream that's come to life. This is another dream of mine, another one. That's what life is intended to be like as we play this game on the planet together. That's what we came to experience. Not the struggle, not the suffering, not the constant dredging. That was fun to play with, but that time is done. It is the end of an epoch. It's the end of that era. And now we are moving into the organic version of this playground. And we will begin to express through the true, organic, divine human template, which allows you to express your true human nature, which is powerful. It's creative. It is limitless. It is playful. It's adventurous. It's collaborative. It's unity focused. It's celebratory. And it's fun. And it's light. And it's resilient. And it's genius. It's brilliant. And it's abundant. That's who you are. Now, one of the other reasons why this particular solstice is so significant is that it is also the completion of basically two 12-year cycles back to back. Okay, from 2000 to 2012 to 2024, and now we're going into the next cycle of 12. And so we're at this very, very small window of transition. It's pivotal, it's potent, but this is a significant turning point. Okay. It's the completion of the 12-12-12, which is the activation of, it's like an ascension cycle that is coming into completion. I don't know if that makes sense. And then at the end of these 3 days that follow today, right? So we have the 21st, then we have 22nd, 23rd, 24th. At the end of those 3 days, it's no coincidence that what we're talking about here is Christ activations. And what are we activating? We're activating Christ consciousness. And just like the story of Christ in the Bible, even though none of this is religious that I'm referencing or that we are doing here together, we will be witnessing and experiencing and participating in the resurrection or the rebirth or the reintroduction of Christ consciousness on the planet. So that's what this whole journey has been about. That's why I got the insight. Okay, starting it now. You're starting on the 12th. It wasn't about Christmas. It was about bringing forward, rebirthing, resurrecting, and supporting in that as a group avatar collective, Christ consciousness, first within us. And then as we do it within the individual, we are doing it as a collective, doing it with our group container, but then activating Christ consciousness within mankind, the collective grid, the collective heart, and collective consciousness. All right. So it is really marking the end of an age, this solstice. And I know I've talked about this the entire year, but really this whole year has been leading to this moment. And so this moment right here on the solstice is leading to the next moment, which is these 3 days of darkness, which is then leading to the next moment, which is Christmas Day, which is then leading to the next moment, which is the days leading to the turn of the year as we crest into 2025. And my goodness, I can't even say in words. I'm going to have to spend some time to gather some words to describe and really convey what this year is about. I know I've talked about it in past, and it is really a beginning of beginnings. that we've never experienced before, but it is literally about us bringing heaven to earth through these physical vessels. And so you're like the walking heaven on the earthly plane. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Now, there's other fun stuff taking place celestially with planets that are at play. There is 4 main planets without getting too heavy into the astrology. We have Venus, with his representative of love and beauty and romance. We have Pluto, which is really about deep transformation, revealing truths, allowing that to come to the surface. And we have Jupiter, which is about expansion. Jupiter is also governs financial flow and abundance. And then we also have Mercury, which is the mind and the transforming mind, and using the mind to create the things that we want and that are really our truest heart and soul desires. So, with all of these planets at play, we are feeling things that not only are necessary and very beneficial at this time, but that are supporting us to make the most through this transition. They're adding an extra layer of support for personal renewal and rebirth during this solstice window. So if you're feeling like this year is going to be different, like you feel that, I think you can. Like most people can feel that in a big way. That's partly why. And it's being seeded now so that there is no way to mistake this bridge for any year past, to mistake this solstice transition into the new year like, oh, it's just another year. Now, what you do moving forward is going to really indicate and define and determine what your 2025 looks like and what this new earth you're creating will look like. But if you choose to, and I'm going to invite you to stay with us in this container in some form or other, so that we can continue to leverage the power of community and make the most of these potent seeding creation moments as we go forward. But whatever you do and however you do it, we are creating a year like we've never done before. And we have more available to us to do that. Okay. What you might experience as you go through this. So Mercury's presence is still adding more of this contemplative aspect, wanting to go in, wanting to just reflect, look at what we've done. What do I want moving forward? And allowing you to think strategically in a sense and practically, even though, you want to be somewhat fluid. It's bringing that aspect in, the practicality too. Jupiter and Venus are really forcing us to examine what's most important to me. What have I lived? What's most important? And how do I bring that into the future for myself? Because now what's important to me must be prioritized. So those energies are bringing that forward. So it's also bringing the possibility for more effortless, inspired action and more effortless alignments if we are working with this energy correctly. Okay. How to work with this energy? All right. We don't have to go into this too much. I did make a post about this, but create some sacred space, as I said. It only takes a few minutes. Spend the time reflecting, feeling into what's most important to me. What do I want to bring forward? What are my dreams? And I don't care what you have going on during the day today or this evening. Allow yourself to make the space. Journal. Go for a coffee. Go for hot chocolate. Go for water, a tea. Bring your journal. Whatever it is that is the magic formula for you, do it. Okay? No one can do that for you but you. Then contemplate, reflect, really feel into these things. Don't make it all about the mind. Mercury may have a bit of an influence about that, but it's about feeling into them. Using the mind to direct your feeling centers. And then also looking at, the relationships that you have going on right now. Where do you want to strengthen certain ones? What ones do you feel like now is the time you can actually start to let those dissolve? And how about the relationship with yourself, your spiritual relationship with your higher self? What do you want to deepen? What do you want to allow to end? Endings and beginnings, rebirth and death. That's the phase we're in. No judgment about it, no feeling guilty, no shame. And then strategically, as loosely as I can put that, allow your mind to play with a little bit of strategy. What could this look like? See examples of others doing things that maybe inspire you, but in your own way. How can you bring the pieces that seem like good ideas on how to move something forward, but in your application? Allow for some of that to play because that is available to us now. And not being resistant to it, being open. And see what other inspirations drop in. And then this energy will also allow us to feel like, you know what, I can do it this time. I can do this. I'm not going to be as afraid. I'm not going to second guess. I'm not going to overthink. I'm not going to make it have to be perfect. I'm just going to be willing to start moving and be willing to take practical, small movements forward. That momentum will build. The energy behind it will build. You will feel more confident. You'll feel more capable, and you will literally be creating on the fly, in the moment, the new life that you want and have been talking about and thinking about and previously wishing for. You will be creating it in the moment, purely from inspiration and devoid, pushing beyond the resistance. Just gently enough. That's all you're going to need to do now. How does that sound? Pretty good, eh? Okay. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to end this portion of the recording here. And then I'm going to come back. I'm going to do a sound bath, and we'll do that separately. But I'm going to close here. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the group chat if you are part of the community how this lands with you. Does this resonate? Are you feeling this? Are you feeling like this year is going to be different for you? If you do, what's most exciting to you? What's lighting you up? What have you noticed is shifting for you? Where do you feel like you still need support? Where do you feel like, I just don't have it quite yet? Feel free to share. We're here to have these kinds of conversations, and this is where things can break open. When you speak it into your community, magic can start to happen and unfold. All right, my loves. Loved sharing this transmission with you. So love being on this path with you. And I cannot wait to see what we all create, especially you, in this next chapter. First and foremost, moving through these next 3 days. It is really exciting this time. It is once in a lifetime to be at this place of an end of an epoch, the end of an era, and to be literally rebirthing the human experience through our personal lens with the support of all of our divinity ready and waiting. Okay, sending you so much love. Till soon.